Ludicrous Feed is proudly sponsored by Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Alright, so here we are in Xi'an Airport. Should be a good couple of days here, but for now off to the factory to do a factory tour and then hotel later on. So it should be good. Okay, so we're outside the BYD factory, no cameras.
Welding a single plant. So today we are going to visit the full cars assemble process.
Okay, we're in the assembly plant, and you can hear the the factory sound effects. You can see cars rolling off the line, just in the shell.
Here are two things that we need to focus. That is, first thing is that this plant belongs to A level confidentiality. So no photos, no videos to set up forbidden. And we will share all the materials later. And the second is that now it is the work time, so just be careful and just stand behind the yellow line.
Okay, there's no photos, no videos, and it's still an operational facility. We've just got to be careful with safety rules, which is fine, of course. All right, we are walking, we are looking. The camera is pointing at us, I guess, just taking shots of us as the contingent. We'll try and stand near the megaphone so we can capture the audio.
So because tonight is we are at the working time, so that's we just prepared these boards to introduce all the development history of the BYD.
All right, history of the BYD facility. Here we go. Robotics throwing sparks in the air. It's very cool.
Actually, the most familiar part of the for the people to know about the BYD is about the vehicles. But actually, for the BYD, we have divided in four parts. The first one is electricity and the vehicle and the new energy, as well as the transportation.
I can see the Sky Shuttle too. There's four parts of the factory.
So for the first part, we just do manufacture and process
First parts manufacturing.
To process some chips. Okay, and for the vehicles, the source is are originated from the BYD plants.
110,000 employees in this facility. Amazing.
So for the new energy, it is the first stage is about to do the mobile phone, the batteries. Then we develop to today's scale.
The first step of the BYD was to make mobile phones, and then now making vehicles, of course.
So now for about the transportation, now when we entered in this plant, we may see some Airbus. It is a kind of like the metro to do in the airway.
So a little point about the Sky Shuttle, I think. That's what he was just saying. We just saw it earlier, as you saw in the video. It's running around the facility.
So for this basement, it is the first basement for the BYD to build since the 2003.
Okay, this is the original facility from 2003. I see a timeline in front of me.
This basement, it has the highest capacity in China.
Highest capacity in China. There's a timeline here in front of me, 2003 all the way to today, 2024.
So we can move forward to visit all this history of the development.
So she's just explaining the map of Xi'an City.
So for the BYD, we have four main industry plants. Now we are located at the BYD Caotang Industry Basement, and also next to the Caotang Industry, we have the Panguo Industry Basement, as well as the Xi'an Industry Basement, which are all focused on the chips, as well as the components of the vehicles.
So a few different facilities around Xi'an that I can see in the map in front of me, all doing different things, of course.
And also there is another basement located in the high-tech development zone.
All right, we're walking. Let's go. We've got
let's enter into the manufacturing area.
So we're moving. There's a local worker, and then there's the translator who you can hear speaking in really good English. A lot of robotic arms in front of me. Great facility.
So today we are
all automated.
To visit two main parts. The one is about the welding parts, and the second part is about the assembly.
So welding and assembly. And a lot of monitoring as well. Again, not too many humans. They are monitoring.
Yeah, so for the vehicles manufacturing, we have the four main parts. The first one is stamping, and welding, coating, and assembly.
Stamping, welding, molding, assembly. Four parts. feel like a celebrity here. Like a lot of video crew and paparazzi videoing us and taking photos. But yeah, it's a very much a working facility. We've got robotic arms everywhere. Like this is probably the highest concentration I've seen.
So normally we use material and use our stamping techniques. We use 2,900 tons to 7,000 tons equipment to stamp in our materials in the different shapes.
Okay, I just hear 7 tons of stamping equipment to create different shapes. Yeah, that's a lot of machinery. And you can see it actually just walking around.
On your left hand, these are some samples of our stamping materials.
Okay, just examples of what's been stamped, the metals to my left as I'm walking. Obviously, the vehicle factory is not as sterile as the battery plant. It's a manufacturing plant for the shell of the car rather than the battery. So.
And for the welding plant, we are going to weld all of these materials into one to assemble our vehicle.
Okay, welding as well occurs here. Let's see, door panels to my right.
So on your right hand, we can see that this is a BYD Tom Plus, the door of the BYD Tom Plus.
Song Plus to my right. Some humans doing some final adjustments as well. Good sound effects, right, I hope. It's a conveyor belt of the shell of the car moving above me now as I'm walking. Huge warehouse, enormous. Okay, so
so for all the stamping process, we are all used Autobots to process it. We just used our system to set the system process and procedures. There is no need for the human to interfere how the whole manufacture process.
Well, I like that term, Autobots. I'm going to use that from now on, because that's what they are. They're Autobots. And there are a few humans just monitoring it all. And they're wearing this, I guess, blue hats and blue shirts, monitoring them. I would say there are just as many humans as robots. No, definitely more robotic arms. Some more metal parts to my left. Probably more panels, I'd imagine. Heaps of door panels to my right. So they're doing a good job here. We've got a local worker and then translating in English.
And for the vehicles, different components that we manufacture in different areas. But we can see the second level, the transportation line. We just transport all our components into our assemble lines.
So yeah, there's a platform above me, basically another floor, and I could see the cars being conveyed along the belt as I was walking. So I'm literally walking below it now. And yeah, some more. It's everywhere. I mean, there's conveyor belts everywhere. It's insane. This is like really busy. Oh, I can see the stamping press ahead of me coming up. More door panels to my right. Some schematics on my left with dates. Unfortunately, my Mandarin Chinese is not as good with reading, so I can't tell you what they are. Possibly.
And also we can see on our right hand, these are the vehicle's cars. And also we can see the machines that clip our vehicles. And they just catch whatever the components were the components of the cars that we want and to grab it. So for these orange machines, we imported from the German.
German imported robotic arms or Autobots. Let's see the brand name. Let's see, KUKA. Yes, KUKA I've seen before.
So for the spacemen, we have more than 650 auto robots to fully manufacture our vehicles assemble.
650 Autobots as part of the plant. That's about right. That's a lot. I'm looking at them right now, like moving really quickly, really precisely, behind plastic shields, so it's very safe for the workers, hopefully. Occasionally sparks fly. Yep, I saw one massive spark just fly, but behind plastic screens, so hopefully we're protected from that. And translation is occurring now as we move on through the plant. More door panels to my right, more big screens monitoring stuff. Feels very sci-fi. Looks like I'm walking through the Marvel facility or something.
So for all the architects and techniques for this, on the left hand, these automatic robots are all supported by the BYD's own architect support departments. They just set every component, system, and procedures for these robots.
Okay, so all monitoring is all in-house by, I assume, architects, maybe engineers, monitoring for its safety, all in-house done by BYD. So, okay, walking around, I can see more robotic arms, more shells of vehicles, more machinery, people walking around, pushing trolleys.
Just in short, that's for this part. This is just like the hard welding. Use these material, use these robots. They just process and weld in these components. For each these robots, they are focusing on the different components manufacturing and welding process in this whole process line. Once they finish this welding, the other robots will catch these components to the second level, the transportation line, to the next step.
Okay, so it's explaining how the robots work, and I mean, it's all part of a line, like any factory. To me, it obviously looks like a big mess, but I'm sure it's all automated and all monitored, and obviously they've all got their processes down pat. So, yeah, it looks very much fine-tuned, and everyone's got a role, both robots and humans. Okay, got some English words here. Cabin welding area. So
on the right hand.
Yeah, so I assume that's where the internal components are made. Good to see that.
And
We're moving to the right now of the factory, getting deeper and deeper. So before I thought it was a press, but I think it might just be a lift, like a gantry lift, rather than a press. It's just weight, sorry. So all part of the conveyor belt process. Okay, I've lost my megaphone guy. There he is, the speaker man. I'll stand next to him so I can hear what the gentleman's saying. One carrying the speaker is most important.
so for this part, it is select the U form from your left hand. This part, just to automatically to manufacture the body in a U-turn on your right hand. You can see the right hand, it has the body of the vehicle.
Okay, so it's explaining that the car is brought in a U-turn from that gantry and it's moved around the factory floor, I guess, in the
So
U-turn.
for your right hand, the body of the vehicle, which it is almost the whole parts of the body, vehicles of the body. We just didn't install the doors and the roof. Then others are all completed.
Okay, so the skeleton of the car is pretty much complete, what I can see in front of me, except for the door, of course. So the shell is complete in front of me, just no doors, and obviously no interior components, no wheels, but the shell, the skeleton is complete, looking at it now.
Our staff are using the laser to make the code for each body. They're like the VIN code. Yeah.
Okay, so then the laser etches the VIN code for each car, obviously, for a unique identifier. So that's where it occurs here, right here, the VIN, vehicle identifying number, of course. Got videographers following us every move.
So for this manufacturing or assembly line, it is a comprehensive manufacturing line. For this line, they will focus on the different types of the vehicles, like the Zone Plus and DMI, and etc.
Okay. We'll make a few cars here, DMI, Song Plus. I think I was told Seagulls are made here as well. C-Line 6. I think Song Plus is actually a precursor of the C-Line 6. That's what it was based on, from the, the Dynasty series to the Ocean series. I was told actually the Dynasty series is like more kind of the baseline vehicles here in China for the domestic market, and then the Export series, which is the marine or ocean line, is a bit more premium. That's what we get in the Western markets.
Okay, on your left hand, we can see the bottom, the orange part.
Ooh, big spark flew.
Automatically recognize which type of a vehicle it is.
Ah.
It will automatically transport the body of the vehicle to the position where it is to do the final symbol.
Okay, there's a map, I think I heard.
This part. They automatically transport.
Right. So I think I heard that you could tell what car is being made based on the map of each part of the facility. Oh, there's a big big
So
LCD screen in front of me now.
For the welding process, the process will 100% made by the robots. For the human, they will just need to focus on some minor detections, like some little flaws in minor parts of the vehicles.
Okay, so humans fine-tune everything. The robots do the majority of the work, which is fair. The humans are monitoring. So not completely automated, but it's good to have some quality control as well. I wish I could show you guys this LCD screen.
So we
It's
can
amazing.
look up this board. This is our
So sci-fi.
information system that we can see that we are looking at this part of this plants.
Wow, and it's like a schematic of all the robotic arms or Autobots. And then it's a real-time map of where we are as well. What else? Pass rate?
Our today's how many vehicles that we manufactured and how many vehicles are passed or not, which have the flaws, which are completed. We can all show it on this board.
So is that 85% pass today? Is it the number there? 84.99% pass? Oh, pass rate. Okay, on the right. 99.83%.
99.83%.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. There's a whole bunch of percentages, so I just wanted to make sure the pass rate's very high. I think I see a number 1. Maybe that's the one that didn't pass. Out of 597 that came through, pretty impressive. There's another one, another column here for production attainment rate, equipment startup rate, attendance rate.
And also we implement the accountability system. For example, if the stamping have the flaws or have the problems, and these materials transported to the second stage, like the welding process, if have some problems, we will chase the responsibility for the first part, the stamping parts, to guarantee the perfection of the vehicles.
Okay, everything is accounted for. They make sure they know what actually caused the fault. Okay, there's a little station here to my right now. There's a little person squatting down and doing something with a what do you call it, like a wrench or something? Pliers and fashioning something.
So the
Interesting.
final
That's very
assembly,
human.
or to the final
Very
delivery
human.
parts, we'll do the detection, and we will do the random detection to test these vehicles' quality.
Random quality control. Very good. Leaving no stone unturned. Very good. I see a picture of a Sea Lion 6, so that's probably where we're heading towards now. Sea Lion production area, perhaps.
So now just to look at our left and right hand, these two houses. For these two houses, we are using the carbon dioxide proofing techniques to guarantee, or during the welding process, we can guarantee the materials will not be
Okay, so there's two houses now to my right and left, completely
For
isolated.
this part, this is to use the small robots. It's not that it's different from the Germany one. It's small one.
Maybe it's oxygen deprivation. Explaining now why they're closed.
Yes, to welding. So we need to guarantee there's no wind, no.
So a controlled environment. Make sure it's controlled for welding. A lot of exhaust fans around too, so it must be some sort of containment area.
Because for these techniques, it has the carbon dioxide. So we have our central filtering system. After we filter all the gases, then we can guarantee the gases are all green. Then can you mention all green? But because these techniques are used for carbon dioxide proofing protection techniques. So during this warehouse, it's full of the carbon dioxide and other kind of gases.
So it's an exhaust for carbon dioxide. Exhaust for carbon dioxide, right? For recycling carbon dioxide. Is that right? Or capture carbon dioxide. I think we've asked a hard question. It's to do with carbon dioxide. Maybe it's capture.
So for the carbon dioxide protection process, it uses the carbon dioxide to protect our materials to not be to prevent oxidation. Yeah, that's to prevent oxidation. After this process, they will filter the gases. Use your filter, and to guarantee 然后保证它的所有气体都是
So it's rust protection.
So they're using CO2 rust
Rust protection. So no oxygen there. Oxygen deprivation, basically.
Use the machines to guarantee the
Prevent oxidation. It's carbon dioxide in there.
Yes, the rust.
Oxidation. Yeah.
the anti-rust.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. That's why it's enclosed. Oxygen deprivation, carbon dioxide, filled to prevent oxidation. So the welding process. Okay, glad we clarified that.
carbon dioxide prevention techniques. So for the staff, they are all wearing the labor protection suits. This whole protection for our staff.
Oh, okay. So the people in there are wearing PPE as well. Okay, I can see that. So they've obviously got oxygen tanks because there's carbon dioxide protection, right? So obviously people can't breathe in there, so they must be wearing. Yeah, okay. I think they're actually. Yes, okay. They're wearing masks in there with oxygen because it's.
So for this part, it's a robot
Interesting.
welding. And so for human, we just 就用这个机器把手把
Yeah, that's cool. Oxygen masks, even for the humans in there. For those of you concerned about rust in BYD,
Now,
taking steps to
see,
mitigate that.
And this machine, so they just use the automatic motor to transport the materials from this line automatic to put it into the welding point to let it automatically weld the components. Yeah, components.
Okay, so there's a feed-in line to the robotic arm or the Autobots for the welding process.
Stud. Yeah. Yeah, stud. It's like
It's very much automated, very impressive. Robot stud welding. You can read that in English. This is a very comprehensive tour. It's fantastic. They're going at a good pace as well. They've got an actual engineer, a local engineer, speaking Mandarin, and they've got a translator. He's doing a great job. He's looking up Google Translate occasionally to make sure he gets the terms right. It's a great tool.
So for this part, normally we use the steel pad, and we weld steel pad with the screw or the bolt. But for this part, we only use the one steel pad with the screw, which can reduce the weight of the whole vehicles. For the lighter, the car will be accelerated better.
Some sort of weight reduction happening here. Yeah, every little bit counts for weight reduction. It's just talking about that in the last spiel.
So on the right hand, this is the type of this vehicle is Som Plus, and so the robots are using the arc welding to weld the vehicles.
So impressive, seriously. Arc welding. Arc welding. These robotic arms are moving so quickly. It's so incredible. I see one human. Oh, I could see a screen monitoring what's going on. Camera.
So for this part, it is the robotic gluing system. Before the assembly, they will use this system to compose the two sides of the vehicles.
Yeah, I could see two robotic arms working on either side of the car. On the vision in front of me here, I can see. In fact, the car in front, the line in front of me, I can see 4 arms working on the same car all at once. It's impressive. And we're not just talking like one car at a time. There's like a whole line of robotic arms. Like, I don't know, it'd be like at least 50 meters worth. 30 meters of robotic arms. 4 per vehicle. It's pretty cool. The tour continues. It's actually quite muggy in here too. I would say. It's got to be 95% humidity. Maybe 90% humidity. It's got to be at least 30 degrees in here. I'm wearing shorts. No obligation to wear long sleeves or anything. I'm wearing shorts and short sleeve, as you saw previously. not sweating. I wouldn't say comfortable, but not terrible conditions. Must be a reason why it's kept at this temperature. I see some fans, human comfort, sparks flying.
On your left hand for this part, it is a core techniques for this basement, for these plants. It uses the 14 automatic robots to do the welding at the same time.
So more automation.
So for these parts, they just weld the whole vehicle. It just use 7 seconds.
7 seconds to weld the whole vehicle. Wow, you cannot go that quick as a
So
human.
for these 14 robots, they are working at the same time, simultaneously.
I can see them. They're little robots. They're little arms. And then like bigger ones with the pincer arm. Very sci-fi. Wow, that is insane. Look how quick they're going. They're all going at the...
7 seconds.
They're all attacking the car at the same time, so to speak. That's fascinating. Woo! Yep, they're like all in and then they all pull out at the same time. And then the car goes. And then, yeah, the clamps all release at once. Come apart. And then the conveyor belt moves on. I say conveyor belt, but that's very elementary. It's not a conveyor belt. It's all like automated along a track. So whenever I've said automated conveyor belt in the past, it's not. It's just an analogy so that I get my head around it. It's all automated on a track. That's so cool. I thought I'd just quickly make a note about OH&S. I mean, I could smell the chemicals in this factory, so not everyone's wearing a mask or PPE. So being in here for the last half an hour, so yeah, I wonder, right, being exposed all day to it. Just a small point. So I'm seeing some massive robotic arms now, like huge. They're like probably 3 times as tall as me. Probably more, 5 times as tall as me, maybe. They're moving so quickly with so much force and picking up like parts of the car at such speed. My goodness. So yeah, just to add to that, just got an explanation to the Song Plus show. So they've color coded the different parts of the car to show the different strengths of the materials to the cars. So that you, the viewer, or me, the viewer, can see like the different types of tension for the welding, I guess, in between the different parts. That might be the conclusion of the tour. I can see my tour bus now in front of us, so that was good. Hats off to the BYD team for that. Very, very comprehensive and informative tour. So we're at the assembly plant now. It's a bit cooler in here now. No welding, just all the fitting of the interiors. A bit more comfortable to walk around. Hopefully the AV equipment is on song today, so to speak.
So for this plant, the main job of this plant is focusing on the vehicles assemble as well as the final detection.
Okay, so quality control, of course, the final product, and interior fit out. A lot of seats I can see around me, a lot of soft materials, as you'd expect being an interior fit out. You still see the cars like going above me here on the platforms, and cars moving up and down. Ooh, I can see.
So for the vehicles, when we are assemble all these components at one, these materials will automatically, via the information distributed from the central system, it will appear when we need it.
The cars will appear when they need it. I guess moving from the other plant to this part once it's ready. I can see the Yangwang shell actually, Yangwang U8. It's a very well lit area, so it's the quality control area.
Right hand for this vehicle. So we just visit the body, the vehicle's body in white. And for this frame, for this vehicle, it just this is to finish the coating procedures till the final stage at the assemble part. And for this part, they will assemble all the components, to assemble all the components in this vehicle as one.
Okay, so the coating part, I can see the paint being applied, or at least the undercoat first, before going to the well-lit area. I could definitely see the Yangwang U8 shell, actually.
And for the whole assemble line, they're comprehensive. So for this one, this is the U8, but the former one, it is Song Plus.
Okay, so a couple of cars on the same line, Yangwang U8, Song Plus. I haven't seen the Seagull yet though. They did say they'd be producing them here, but maybe I'll try and spot them for you. Oh, I can see them being tested out there actually. Okay, humans, more humans. That's good.
Okay, for this part, it is mainly focusing on the engine, motor, and especially for the power system.
Okay, so powertrain area with engines. What's that? Engine. Oh yes, tubes coming out of them. Okay, definitely an engine, and then motors as well. So obviously DMI, dual motor intelligence or dual mode intelligence for the hybrids. Definitely more humans on the line for quality control. And very much hands-on for this part. So it's automated.
For the materials, no matter in the upper side or the ground side, for the each points, it will for each point for the each cars vehicles, they will transport this engine's needs components specifically.
Yeah, looks like the powertrain is very much integrated, both electric and petrol or fuel cell, or fuel-based rather. A lot more hands-on. There's a little robotic self-driving platform moving towards us and going past us with components.
So for these vehicles, it's called the EGV. It will hold the engines or clutch to hold it up, and it will be assembled by the human.
Okay, EGV. So yeah, they're the little robots, little Gronks. Star Wars reference. Yeah, like self-driving on, I guess, lines throughout the factory. It's pretty cool to watch, actually. They're just doing their own thing, or at least programmed to do their own
So for
thing.
the EGV, for the EGV, it equipped the sensors. It can recognize where the obstacles or where people are. So they will just to avoid being crushed. You can just use this yellow truss, right?
Is that the future of self-driving on our roads with, lines very much specific for cars, right? We see it in action here in the factory with self-driving robots pre-programmed to go in a certain direction. Not fully autonomous, but it's kind of a nice insight, actually, as to what could happen. Wow, it's a complicated bit of machinery there. Half electric, half petrol engine with orange components for high voltage systems.
And this is a front axle with the brakes.
Okay, we're looking at a front axle with brakes. It's just one big component on these autonomous kind of platforms moving around the factory.
70% parts of the materials are made by the BYD itself, like the motor, engine, some lines, as well as the clutch, and the brakes are all made by the BYD itself. But without us, like a small screw, it is not necessary for BYD to build it by itself. It's really important. Like the glass screws are important.
70% of the parts are imported. Are produced here in BYD, and some parts are imported, like the glass apparently. So some parts don't need to be produced here, but 70% are actually produced in-house here by BYD. You like the sound effects? Bit of ASMR for you guys on the factory floor. Wheel
And for
guns.
this part, is the front axle. It's all empty. They're just waiting for the assemble, like that one to assemble the engine, motor, clutch, as well. This is empty front axle.
A lot of front axles in front of me. Heaps of them. Oh, another line here. Bit more of a finished, I guess, floor
And
of the
for
car.
this frame, this is U8. This is all-in-one vehicle frame. All-in-one.
All-in-one vehicle frame for the U8 I'm looking at. You can see the high voltage lines, you can see the wheels, the axles, the brakes are there, the engine's there already, and the motors are there. So, that's the floor of the car.
Yeah.
So for U8, the BYD used its own techniques, the pattern, so that's for this type of vehicles, it has the 4 electric motor. That is why it can contribute the power to the individual wheels.
I guess it helps with the tank turn, the four motors for the U8 that it's known for. We are walking. The tour continues. Great to see all this. I'm getting more comfortable in the floor here. A bit of smoke. Almost cigarette smoke. More humans, definitely more humans around, less robotic arms.
So for the U8, for this type, because the weight of this whole vehicles, it can reach like 3 tons, more than 3 tons. That is, need the high power of the electric motor to support the whole vehicles. And then it also needs the high capacity of the battery. And the BYD uses its own patent technologies, like the blade battery pack, to support these vehicles.
It's a heavy vehicle, I guess most of it. I think it's not really 30 kilowatt hours. It's quite a big, battery pack for a supposed plug-in hybrid vehicle. I guess that adds to the weight of the car. It's quite a big car, the Yangwang U8. Look, hybrids, if they can run purely on the electric powertrain, then possibly there's a place for that in our society. In the cities, you're using electric
on your right hand,
mostly.
this is focusing on the chassis assembly line. These are all the preparation line. So before, after this preparation line, then we can see the vehicle.
Oh, okay, I can finally see some of the paint's been applied to the shell of the car. To my right, that's coming around now, and then on my left, you've got the body, I guess, the frame of the car with the powertrain and the wheels, and I guess they're going to come together now. So the paint's on the body, and I guess they'll marry together very soon as we keep walking along the floor here. There's sort of, the shell is like suspended. Okay, so I'm already seeing the frame attached to the shell. Even the screen's on in the middle as well. Very interesting. Definitely more humans working on it. Being assisted by,
this is chasing assembly line.
powered arms, hydraulic arms.
Staff are tightening some screws manually.
Still need to manually tighten the screws. We're literally talking like drills to tighten.
So for this part, this is only the second step of the assembly line. The parts that we just visit is only the preparation line. For this is the second part to the chasing assembly line.
Walking, come to one end of the factory now, or this bit anyway. And the cars also turn the corner too once they've been assembled. So I'm watching one car now. Everything's assembled. Humans have finished fine-tuning it and tightening the screws, and it's probably going to be lifted up now as we speak. Here we go. Let's see what happens.
What's the difference?
Okay, it's being lifted up onto a second level, and that's when it's going to be swinging around to the other part, I guess, for the final assembly, I suppose. Because none of the interiors are in there yet, really, up on the screen. There's no seats, no floor. Okay, I'm standing directly underneath the car as it swings around now. I can see directly out of the pack. This thing's like 3 tons, so standing right under it as it's swinging around. See some high voltage lines just following underneath. It's pretty, pretty amazing. Humbling actually to stand under something so heavy. Putting my complete faith in this thing. Oh, and there's an automated cart coming towards me too, and it actually stopped for me as I was vlogging this. I can see the staff room now actually, just in this glass enclosure. And there's like tables and like places for handbags to carry or to hook onto. A little vending machine there and lockers too. A little fridge as well, looking up at the staff. And I can see a whole, what's the plural for a C line? Like the whole bunch of C lines, or whether that be Song Pluses. They're all ready to go and get tested. A couple of Yangwang U8s as well in the mix, but mainly C line or Song Plus. So now I'm looking at the humans installing the rear panel, I guess the rear bumper onto the the C-Line 6. They're looking quite jovial actually as they're putting it on, and also the front panel too for the other part of the line. They look like they're happy in their workplace. Very glossy black. Black seems to be quite popular. Like majority of the cars I'm seeing now are black. Maybe they're doing black today. Looks great under the lights. Okay, so a bit of fun fact for you now. So I just asked them a question. they can make 23 lines of cars here on this production facility, including the Seagull. It's made here too. And the export cars like Sea Lion 6 and the local domestic stuff like the Song Plus, which seems to be the one that's being made today. And it is very much dependent on orders rather than, I guess, a quota of cars, of course. All right, so we're allowed to video this. This is the tank turn in action.
Oh, you got it.
Donut mode.
Who wants to get on the car to get the experience?
Hey.
Oh, actually, no, I don't want to go in. I want to watch it.
Hold on.
One of us come out.
Surely let it get Surely let it.
I want to see it now from the outside.
Laura, get in the car. Go in the front seat, Laura.
Okay, I think I'd rather video this from the outside. Maybe we can do 2 turns. I'll go inside afterward. It's the most fun you'll have on 4 wheels.
Press start.
Here we go.
Oh, no way.
It's like it's spinning on an axis. It's insane. That's cool. It's nuts. Nice. Hey, woo! Nice one. Yeah, very much a test vehicle. It's like wrapping everywhere.
So,
What an experience, eh? It's pretty high end. We've got a screen there.
plastic.
Screen.
You're good.
Rear view. Yeah, it's digital. It's fun to watch. Alright, so it was quite hard to get a DD at this time of night, so I managed to negotiate a price for this the little scooter. Back to the hotel. Should be interesting. POV 35 kph. Okay, we're almost at the hotel. W. Oh, I'm not sure about the suspension.
就像你周围的人都非常的
It's been a pretty good ride, I guess, overall.
会这样。
Very chatty cabby. With the speedo there.
我们国家达不
Yeah,
到这一
reasonably quick, 35 kph. Okay, thank you. That was our scooter that we used.